What's up, Rocky family? Welcome back to my channel. So today, you guys, I have my first Christmas DIY. I know that it is too soon to start decorating for Christmas, but there's a way that I like to do things. I rather start late October and then through November instead of just uploading in December, because most people, by the time December rolls around, they already have their Christmas decor ready. So these are just ideas, so when that time does come where you decorate, you can know maybe the direction you want to go in, or have some of the DIYs done for when you actually decorate. So that's why I rather start early than just start in December when it's kind of pointless. So today's theme is black and white buffalo check. I decided to go with the theme that most of my house is decorated in for fall. Not for Christmas, but for fall. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys 5 different black and white buffalo check themed DIYs. I want to do another buffalo check Christmas DIY video, but with your classic red and black. But this one is like mainly what I decorate with. So I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. If you did, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. Let's see if we can get this video to 5,000 thumbs up, and let me know down in the comments below some of the themes for the Christmas DIYs you want to see. Of course, I'm going to do like farmhouse, which I kind of consider this farmhouse, but it's still like buffalo check, and then I want to do glam. But let me know other themes that you would like to see down in the comments below. Again, I know that this is early, but this is just the way that I want to do it. And also, Christmas is going to be here before you know it. Like, Halloween is already 2 weeks away, and then Thanksgiving is going to be here, and then Christmas. It happens so fast. Anyways, with that being said, let's begin the tutorial.
Let's start with the Christmas trees. I wanted to make it in the style you see where there's burlap at the bottom of the trees, but with buffalo check, of course. For this, I'm using Christmas trees from Dollar Tree. To get these trees to stay up straight, I'm using these small looking honey glasses and stones from Dollar Tree. To get the bottom of the tree to stand up straight and not fall over, I place the tree inside of the glass, and then I add the stones. I tried to wedge as many of those stones as I could into the glass to make sure the bottom was secured. You can put the stands that come with the tree on the bottom of the tree, but I think it will look funny trying to cover that up with a scarf. So that's why I use the glasses and the stones instead. For the bottom of the trees, I will be using these black and white buffalo check scarves I got from Dollar Tree. And what I do is I place it under the glass, figure out how many little lines I should cut, so rows of those little squares. So I decided to do 12 of those rows of squares. So I lay the scarf out and I count 12 of those little square rows, and then I cut it there. After I have the strip cut out, I place it under the glass and slowly wrap it around the glass. Next, I'll be wrapping twine around the scarf. So that the scarf stood in place while I figured out the twine placement, I just used a ponytail holder. I put the ponytail holder around the glass, and then I tie the twine around it. And again, the twine is from Dollar Tree. Pretty much everything I'm using is from Dollar Tree unless stated otherwise. Once the twine is on, you can make other adjustments like cut excess scarf or just kind of fold out the scarf a little bit more, and then you can unravel the tree. Now the trees from Dollar Tree are very sparse, so to make it look fuller, I'm going to be using these garland pieces that I am going to be wrapping around the Christmas tree. So I take a piece and I wrap it around the tree where the pole is, and I just keep doing that until I think the tree is full enough. You can leave it at just this. I decided to add fake snow. I love doing this, so I'm using this fake snow that I got from Dollar General for $1, and I just spray it to the trees. Next, I'm adding some ribbon. The ribbon is from Walmart. It was $1.98, so it's not a bad price. I'm using that as garland for my trees. Now I made 2 small trees and 1 big one. What makes the 2 smaller ones smaller is that I bent the top of the tree backwards to make it shorter. To the short trees, I decided to add pine cones. You can buy pine cones from Dollar Tree and use a hot glue gun to glue the pine cones to the stems, and then you can spray them with the fake snow if you like. Other affordable options I found were at Dollar General. They have a 12-pack of snow pine cones for $1, and then Walmart, which has these pine cone ornaments for $1.98. I went with the Walmart pine cones mainly on the smaller trees because I really like the way that they look. Now the larger tree, I was thinking of making black and white buffalo check ornaments using Dollar Tree ornaments and the scarves, and just kind of wrapping the scarf around the ornaments with hot glue to secure it in place. But then I ended up finding these ornaments. There's a 6-pack of them. They were half off, so it was $6 from Hobby Lobby. So I just decided to go that route. It's the same price I would have spent if I would have bought the ornaments from Dollar Tree, but then I would have spent more money trying to wrap the scarf around each one, and it just wouldn't come out as nice. So I went the route of just getting these from Hobby Lobby and putting them on the tree. And that's it for the trees. I absolutely love them. At Walmart, they carry these trees, just a smaller version without the pine cones or the ornaments, for $14. And they're like 1/4 of the size on the smaller side. So I think these came out great. Let's move on to this buffalo check tier tray. From Dollar Tree, I'm going to be using their brownie pan and their pie pan. Now I'm going to be painting these pans black. I'm using this folk art black paint that I got from Walmart. And what I'm doing is I'm just painting the inner rim of the pans as well as like the top rim and then the outside of it. I do not paint the bottom that is inside of the pan because I'm going to be putting paper over that as well as something that's going to create the tier. So I rather that stuff stick directly to the pan versus the paint that's inside of the pan. So I avoid painting the bottom of the inside of the pan. Now I'm taking a rolling pin and I'm using a hand saw to cut the rolling pin. I make one piece longer than the other piece. So the bottom piece that is bigger, I am going to be putting at the bottom of the tier tray, and the smaller one is going to go at the top of the tier tray. Because these rolling pins are real wood, I decided to use a wood stain. I prefer to use a wood stain versus painting them with the acrylic paint when it's wood, just because it looks so nice. I'm using this Varathane dark walnut stain. You can always get acrylic paint, water it down, and use that as a wood stain. I just have some wood stain on hand, so I prefer to use that if I have it on hand, and I really do like this color. Next up, I'm going to be using this buffalo check stationery that I got at Hobby Lobby. It is 69 cents, but if you buy 4 of them, it only costs $1, and I needed 2 of them for this. What I do is I take the pans and I just trace the bottom of the pans onto the back of the paper, and then I cut that piece out. And those pieces are going to be going inside of the pans. But before I place them inside of the pans, I cut out the shape of where the rolling pin is going to be. I do not want to glue the rolling pin to the piece of paper because my entire tier tray is just going to collapse on me. If the rolling pin is attached to the paper, it's going to collapse. So you need it to be attached to the pan, not the paper. So that's why it's important to cut a hole out into your piece of paper. So I go ahead and place the paper inside of the pan, and then I glue the rolling pins. I'm using E6000 glue. I decided not to glue my paper down until I had the rolling pin in place, just in case I ended up gluing the paper down, realizing I have the rolling pin not in the spot I wanted it to be in, and then I have to take this icky, like paper right off. You want to wait for that E6000 to completely dry before you start sticking stuff inside of your tray. Otherwise, it's just going to collapse on you. Wait for it to dry. It takes about 24 hours. That's what I waited. Now I'm going to be adding some of that ribbon that I got from Walmart around my pans. You don't have to do it. It's not necessary, but I like the way it looks. So I just used a hot glue gun to glue the ribbon around the pans slowly. You want to do it very slowly so you don't end up with too much bunching on the ribbon. That's it for the tier tray. I wanted to share with you guys how I decorated it using inexpensive items. I got their Snow Place Like Home image block half off at Hobby Lobby, so it cost me $2.50. And then I got this owl rocking chair looking ornament, and then these snowballs inside of the hat and little gift box ornaments from Walmart for $1.98 each. I also got this snowball ornament from Dollar General for $1, and then this blessed mug from Dollar Tree for $1. And they also have this at Walmart for $1.98. I actually bought it at Walmart, and then I got another one at Dollar Tree not long after. So I go ahead, place these items inside of the tier tray, and then that was it. I do want to say you do not want to put anything too heavy on the top of the tier tray. The rolling pin isn't going to hold a lot of weight, so don't put anything too heavy up there. How pretty is this? I really want to add a pizza pan to the bottom of this, but I might have to use a couple of rolling pins at the bottom to hold a good amount of weight. So now moving on to this little owl wreath. So I'm going to be using this foam wreath form from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be taking one of those buffalo check scarves as well as nails that are from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be wrapping that scarf around the wreath form and using the nails to push it in place on the back of my wreath. And I ended up using nails because I didn't have push pins on hand, and then I decided, hey, nails are better because they're not going to have that little piece like a push pin that is popping out. You can always like hot glue it in place, but it's super secure with those nails in back. Now to decorate the wreath, I'm going to be using this owl ornament from Dollar Tree and gluing that to the bottom of the wreath. I'm using hot glue, so I make sure I hold the ornament in place until the glue dries. I didn't want to just place it on the wreath and then the owl just fell off because the glue wasn't completely dry. And then I'm using the greenery that's off of these little ball ornaments. The greenery that is on top of those ornaments is actually my favorite greenery that Dollar Tree carries during Christmas time, and I tend to use that. Like last year I used it a lot, but I can't say that it's the biggest bang for your buck. I just really like that greenery because it looks the most realistic to me, and it doesn't have a bunch of glitter on it like the actual floral picks you can get from Dollar Tree. But I can't say, like I said, that it's the biggest bang for your buck. You could probably go to Michael's, Hobby Lobby, somewhere else and get similar greenery for a less expensive price. I'm just using Dollar Tree products. But I've said it before, not every single thing that is from Dollar Tree is always going to be like the best price you're going to get. Originally, I was just going to leave the owl the way that it was, but that red was driving me nuts. It did not match the vibe of everything else, so I took some white chalk paint and I did multiple layers on top of that buffalo check that's on that owl until it was completely white. I just didn't like the way that it looked. If you like the way it looks, you can do it that way, but no, it was not matching the vibe. For me, it took 3 layers of paint before you couldn't see the red anymore. But that was it for this owl. I put it on top of this little like cathedral farmhouse frame looking thing that I got at Burlington Co-Factory for $11. Let's make some buffalo check garland. Now what you're gonna do, again, you're going to get that buffalo check scarf and you are going to cut out little strips of the scarf. I'm cutting out pieces that are just 2 of those rows. So 2 of those square rows, a black row and a white row, and I just cut a bunch of strips. It's up to you how many you want to make. I literally had a whole lot of scarf left over from the size of garland I made, and the size that I made was about 3.5 feet. Then I'm taking this burlap ribbon from Dollar Tree. It's 9 feet long, and I'm cutting out strips that are the same length as the strips that I cut out of the scarf. And I cut the entirety of that ribbon. The scarf, I had a lot left over. The ribbon, I did not. So what I'm going to be doing is I am going to be taking those strips that I cut out, putting hot glue down the middle of each strip, and then wrapping it around twine that is from Dollar Tree. And I'm just using hot glue to do this. And I just alter between that buffalo check print and then the burlap ribbon. Now, I made a piece, like I said, that was about 3.5 feet long, and that's because I ran out of ribbon. I had a lot of scarf left over, but not enough ribbon with the 1 roll that I had. With 2 of those burlap ribbon cutouts, I cut them down the middle, so I had smaller strips, and I just added them to the top of some of the burlap areas. I just skipped. So one of the burlap areas would have the smaller ribbon over it, and then the next one wouldn't, then the next one would, and the next one wouldn't. And I did that with just 2 of those pieces I cut out. Then I decided to add a smaller strip over each buffalo check area just because I thought it looked cuter with more fabric. And then that's how I made this little garland buffalo check piece. Now I do have one that I bought from Hobby Lobby and it's on sale right now. It's originally $11.99, so I spent $6 on it, and it's really long, so if you don't feel like making it, you can go to Hobby Lobby. This cost me only $3 to make. Let's move on to the final DIY, which is just the easiest of them all. From Dollar Tree, you could pick up a mason jar, remove the lid, and then paint the mason jar. I'm using Waverly white chalk paint that I got at Walmart, and what I did is I had to do multiple layers of that paint so that it would be opaque, which means that none of the glass was showing through the paint. So I had to do 3 layers, but after each layer I had to wait for the paint to dry before I added the next layer. Then I go ahead and take that same scarf we've been using, cut it up to get these little buffalo check strips, and then I glued it to the mason jar using a hot glue gun. And that was it. You can add whatever greenery you want. I'm using these glittery ferns that I got from Dollar Tree, and that's what I placed inside of this. So that is it for these buffalo check themed Christmas DIYs. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I want to do some more Christmas DIYs, but I think I will slow down in October and then gonna go like hard in November. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.